Jane.
Ellen.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
응답하라
응답하라 Yeochin.
Go to the into the shil.
Back to the kyung to the Jew. Jane.
Yes.
I'm so excited.
So am I.
We have a very special guest.
Mm-hmm.
May I introduce Laura Clise, CEO of The Intentionalist here in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even know where to start, but I know you don't like this nickname I've given for you, but you are the superhero of small businesses. She will say,
Super
no.
fan.
Super fan.
Super fan.
But I have been told that by multiple small business owners. You need to get Laura on. She is the wind beneath our wings from multiple small business owners.
Mm-hmm.
You do so much for Seattle. I met Laura at a TAF event, and I got to know her. And when she told me what she does, which is connect with small businesses and help, get the word out about, because that's what small businesses need. They need that exposure. They need that love. And she's the person that does this with her whole heart.
Mm-hmm.
She is the face, the body of the Intentionalist. And I love the name, by the way, Intentionalist. With intention, out there, helping the small mom and pop shops. And as a daughter of parents who owned a dry cleaning, I just want to say thank you for the city. I know that all the small business owners, if we could gather them in the room, they would be here in a heartbeat. So thank you. But we're a small space, so this is the best we could do, just two of us. But thank you. And we're so honored to have you here.
Yes.
I'm really happy to be here with both of you.
But first of all, just as you walked into the door, we have to talk about your outfit. Jane, will you describe the fit?
Yes, Laura is wearing like a very smart looking navy blazer with a plaid pocket square. She has an Intentionalist pin, so always, representing, and a very cool soccer scarf. Wait, I just learned about that soccer scarf is actually a thing. I'm not familiar with soccer.
Oh, yes, that's true. That is a thing. It's a very
huge
Seattle thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's a global thing.
Oh, it's a global thing. But I have
And is it
recognized
more
it in
decor
Seattle.
or is it functional?
So a lot of it is about spirit and energy and representing your team, your country. I will say, though, that, this is a summer weight scarf.
Yeah.
There are knitted warmer scarves.
Yes, that's the ones I'm used to seeing.
At the beginning or the end of the season here in Seattle, I feel great about the functionality.
Yeah, it is very
of a
functional
warmer
because it gets cold in the stadiums.
Yeah.
But a lot of it is about the statement.
Yeah.
And what has been wonderful to see across clubs here in America and beyond are the ways in which the scarf has become a canvas for expressing celebration, for showcasing different cultures, for highlighting local artists. So think of it as a celebratory canvas for fan spirit.
Yeah, and
I
you
love
in
it.
particular are wearing it that represents the small business owners or creators and artists that represent our city, yeah?
So this here is the limited edition Japantown soccer scarf.
Very cool.
Representing
And
Seattle's Japantown, yeah?
Exactly. And what I think is so special is that the small businesses in Seattle's Japantown wanted a way to engage with all of the excitement around soccer in Seattle. Obon season is also on the horizon. And so we had the opportunity to help broker a collaboration between Japantown, Seattle small businesses and a couple of incredibly talented artists to create this limited edition scarf.
Yeah,
so
one of
soccer,
a kind. Yeah.
Let's see. Am I upside down? Okay, so Japantown.
Yeah.
Love
This
the
is
color.
what you
Yes.
do with a soccer scarf. And then you have the Obon Festival on the other
Yeah.
side.
Beautiful. And it's already sold out.
It is already sold out.
Sold out. And you, yes, there's artists, but you brought everyone together to make this happen. Aren't you so proud of that? You're so humble. I know you're going to be like, this has nothing to do with me.
I mean, but it does.
Yes.
But in a way that hopefully speaks to how each of us, all of us, no matter who we are or where we are or what we do, can choose to connect with, be in relationship with the people in our communities, and then ask and answer the question, how can I help?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what this is I can't make scarves, I can't do art, I'm not a part of Japantown, but as a result of the work that I do through Intentionalist, as a result of being somebody who loves people and connecting people.
Yes.
When the just-in-time, last-minute opportunity and idea arose, often it's a little bit of magic just to figure out, okay, who can I call, who can I pull in, and who cares enough to show up and bring what they have to offer to make something special happen.
Beautiful.
You really are kind of the connector, and you have kind of all this built up currency with small business owners and artists in the community, that you are able to be this nimble to, kind of see an opportunity with the World Cup coming to town, and then say, hey, I know a way to kind of amplify and lift up Japantown. I'm really curious how you became Laura the Intentionalist.
Yes.
You said before we started recording that you have 20 years of experience working in corporate America. So take us kind of through that journey.
So when I think about the seeds that ultimately became the plant or the tree
the biology
that is Intentionalist, they were planted really early. So I think that there is the what about Intentionalist and the why, right? So Intentionalist is focused on encouraging and incentivizing all of us to spend like it matters in support of local brick and mortar small businesses and the diverse people behind them, right? That's the what. The why is because brick and mortar small businesses are not just wonderful destinations where we can eat, drink, and shop. They are community infrastructure. And I think that we all say that we want to be part of a neighborhood, a city, a world that is more relational and less transactional.
Yes.
So all of these things are true, and all of these things are Intentionalist. But when you peel back a couple more layers and look at why me, why this, on a really fundamental level, it's about connection, it's about community, and it's about belonging. And those are certainly themes that started to show up throughout my time in corporate America. So I started in brand management and marketing at General Mills. I spent time in LA working in operations management for an industrial distribution company. Not the sexiest industry or job, but so foundational to the way that I think about leadership and management. It was an incredibly humbling experience. It was an experience that helped me to understand that being an effective leader and being an effective manager is removing barriers and problem solving for the teams that I lead. And then ultimately, I pivoted into corporate sustainability, corporate social responsibility, corporate philanthropy. So the intersection of business and society and impact and environmental stewardship and support for local communities. And so from there, it was really just a question of thinking about how we harness the money that is spent, the money that we spend in an intentional way to benefit local small businesses. But for me personally, it really has been a really incredible journey toward finding community and belonging.
And on that
For
note,
yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I feel like that is such a passion movement that has your name, like has your calling. So from your personal perspective, I know you're Korean, but your last name,
Adoptee.
yeah, Clise, is not Korean sounding. We've discussed that. Can you tell us, how?
Like who I am
Yes,
and where I
we
come
want to get to
from
know
and
you. Yeah,
how that shaped who I am and what I
exactly.
do
Because
today.
I think that has a huge role, right?
It does.
I think
Yeah.
so.
So I am a proud Korean adoptee. I was adopted from Seoul when I was 6 months old.
What agency was it? Because I've been hearing a lot of adoptee stories recently.
Gosh, I'm trying to remember.
Holt?
It wasn't Holt.
It wasn't
Holt
Holt.
is
That's
kind
the
of a
most
big
known.
name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't Holt. I'd have to check my email.
Oh no, that's fine. I recently started following the Korean adoptee page, and there's a lot of stories of adoptees that I like to read it, and yeah, Holt is a name that comes up frequently. But
Yeah. So
Please go
what
on.
makes my story interesting? I won't say unique because who the hell knows? Interesting as far as who I am and why I became this.
that's usually how I introduce myself. How I became this. Yeah.
I mean, there's like so many.
Yeah. How did I become this?
This.
Yeah.
Yes.
So my mom is Japanese American from the island of Kauai.
Wow.
I know.
My grandma grew up on a sugarcane plantation and later became a seamstress, later owned and operated an appliance repair business with my grandfather, which was transformational for our family. My dad is a white guy from Seattle. But I start there because one of the common threads over the many decades of this is the idea of the intersection and the bridging of different cultures,
Yes.
different sectors, different sexual orientation, different everything. And it was absolutely a part of how I started.
Yeah.
And I think that part of the reason why I have so much ignorance and so many blind spots when it comes to Korean culture is because I'm culturally Japanese American
Yes,
from
right.
Hawaii.
Yeah.
And so Asian community for me and Asian family has always been all of my aunties and uncles and cousins.
Yeah.
And so that wasn't an area of my childhood where I felt a gap. But I do think that being a Korean adoptee, growing up in a biracial family, I came out as a lesbian my senior year of high school. This was in the
Wow.
mid-90s.
And that is a I
Story
feel like,
in itself.
yeah, ahead of its
What
time.
I will share is that formatively, unfortunately, it was how I learned that at the time communities of color and especially Asian communities weren't a safe or welcoming place.
Right.
My assigned peer mentor when I got to college was a Korean woman who was not excited
Wow.
when she found out that I was gay. And, I think that so much has changed around LGBTQ plus inclusion. And yet I think that experiencing that and navigating everything that has happened around LGBTQ rights over the past 30 years has also been formative, right?
Yes.
Because again, it's about trying to identify how we build relationships and coalition to affect change. And then that's something that also wound up being a huge part of my work in corporate America, right? So as the head of sustainability and social responsibility, right, the job is protracted change management, which is a euphemistic way to say, like, it's like being Sisyphus rolling a boulder up a mountain. But ultimately, progress depends on how well you can engage different leaders across a corporate organization, not in getting on board with your agenda, but in helping to identify the areas of overlap and common benefit.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I'm curious because, you know, your work is largely focused on Seattle small businesses. What is the responsibility that all these, you know, we're home to like so many large corporations, right? And they employ huge amounts of the population. What is their responsibility when it comes to uplifting and supporting small business? Because I really do see that dichotomy, contrast. I'm thinking again about our friend Sarah, who had Ozhan downstairs, and she would talk a lot about her struggles with the city and say things like the city would rather have like a Sephora come in, a big box retailer, and, you know, rather than helping small businesses, minority-owned businesses thrive.
So, first of all, I loved getting to know Sarah through her business.
And she loved you. Yep.
And I think that is truly what's magical about the work that I've been able to do these past 8 years, are all of the truly inspiring people behind the small businesses and communities, certainly throughout the greater Seattle area and beyond. And that has been honestly what keeps me going, because the first thing that you learn is that small business is a labor of love.
Yes.
And it is an expression of love for your community.
Yeah.
Because otherwise,
You
there
won't
are
survive,
so
right?
much easier ways to try to make a living.
Yeah.
So I want to acknowledge that there are so many aspects of small business ownership that are brutal, above and beyond
For sure.
making or providing the products and services
Yeah.
for sale.
Yeah.
And I know that that's something that affected Sarah in a lot of ways. At the same time, as I just said, you know, Intentionalist reflects in some of the ways how I've learned to function as connective tissue. And so as a result, something that I have grown to appreciate, and maybe it's because I worked for large corporations for the majority of my career, yes, I think that they can be problematic. Yes, I think that not all of the public policy that we have in place is perfect. And at the same time, through Intentionalist, I've had the opportunity to work with some incredible companies like BECU. We've worked very closely over the years with the Office of Economic Development, and that's not to take anything away from the very real pain and frustration that small businesses feel. And yet, one of the things that we try to do at Intentionalist is provide some of the generative connections
Yes.
that hopefully leave small business owners better off, right? And that could be everything from the work that we do with professional sports teams in connecting them to small businesses, whether for catering, whether for celebration and visibility at a game, whether it's corporate sponsorships that cover the costs of promotional incentives so that community members and customers like us can enjoy deals and discounts that don't come at the direct expense. And so I think that as someone who in many ways has held the middle and bridged a lot of diverse stakeholders throughout my career, throughout my life, when it comes to, pointing the finger here or there, that generally isn't what I think I, an intentionalist, do best, which doesn't mean that there isn't room for calling out things that are wrong or asking for things to be better. I do think that corporations have a responsibility, that local government has a responsibility, and one of the things that all organizations have in common is that they're comprised of people. They're comprised of people like us who are making decisions every day. And I think that understanding and owning our both personal responsibility and recognizing how much we gain when small businesses are a part of our communities. So I started this work, and I know I'm a little bit kind of, on my soapbox, so thank you for humoring me. Right, when I started this work, it was about what can I do to help them? And what I quickly learned was that I had it backwards. There are so many ways that small businesses provide undervalued, certainly unpaid benefit to our communities, and our inability to acknowledge that, the extent to which we under-celebrate that until they're gone, is something for all of us to reflect on. Because I think, of course, we could come up with a list of things that corporations and government could do better. I want to invite all of us to ask, what can we do better? What can I do better to be a better neighbor, to be the reason that somebody else's day is a little bit better? Because that's something that I can control.
Yeah, you're basically busy bridging the gap, which actually is a lifeline for a lot of these small businesses. And they have told me so. Like, I know so many small business owners that have said to me directly, I have to thank Laura. Like, she helped me get through these months that were really tough. And it's all of us playing a role. And I think you advocate for that every time I see you. This is what you drive, and I get it. And I get that message. And having someone like you in our city, I think we are so lucky because I think this is what we need more than ever. And on that, may I ask you what your thoughts are on the new mayor in terms of, because she made a comment that was, Starbucks can just see themselves out. We don't need to. And like I said, I don't want you to do the blame game, but like from your perspective of someone who fosters, who works daily, how do you see her comments, or do you think that because I think a lot of people, the sentiment, there is a bit of confusion with her statements and also her role, perhaps, and being such a Seattle advocate. I mean, I was just curious.
Yeah.
Like, this came just totally. It was not intended, but, you know, I am very curious about what someone like you thinks about.
So the first thing that I'll
Yeah.
say is that I think that being the mayor of Seattle, being the mayor of any city, is an incredibly difficult,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
probably most of the time thankless
Of course.
job.
It is definitely a civil servant position.
I would never take that job. I would never take
Right.
that job.
Yeah.
And I
Right.
think that
And now,
on a basic
yeah.
level, we have to be honest about that, because while, yes, those who choose to serve in elected office are making a choice, man, it's a fucking brutal choice.
Absolutely.
And I couldn't do that job.
Yeah.
And so I think that
I don't
should-
know. You know, when I
Nope.
think about
Nope,
it.
couldn't do it. So for two reasons.
Okay.
One is years before we got married, my wife and I had a conversation, and you know the bottom line is, I want to continue to be happily married.
Yeah.
I will not run for elected
Yeah.
office.
Right.
So it
And
has come
I-
up.
Yeah.
It came up
Sounds
before
like,
we
yeah.
got
Yes,
married.
yeah.
Okay.
And she wanted to ask.
Yes.
She's a very smart woman.
Yes.
And she knew that that wasn't for her.
Yeah.
Oh, and I
And-
just
Good
want
on
to
you
say,
for communicating
yeah,
that.
I just want to say, and the reason I brought up the question to you
Yeah.
specifically is I think that in my mind, someone like you is who I picture. For
Yeah.
and you embody the skills that I think that we do look for in a community leader. So I'm glad you brought up the fact that it has come up in your marriage.
So-
it's not just something I came out of thin air.
So I took my wedding vows with the understanding that I would never run for elected office.
Okay.
Which brings me to reason number 2. Oh my gosh, I am so sensitive. My mom has been trying to help me grow a thick skin ever since I was a kid.
Wow.
I am so sensitive. I am so tenderhearted. I care so much. There's no way
Yeah.
I could ever run for elected
Yeah.
office. And so I wanted to start there because I think that our civic discourse is in a terrible place.
Yeah.
And the first thing that I think is important to acknowledge, with humility and with a basic level of gratitude, is that Mayor Wilson and the other people who have served as mayors of Seattle are doing an incredibly difficult job, and they are doing a job that I personally wouldn't be willing to do. So that's my baseline. Now, that doesn't mean that there can't be different ideas. That doesn't mean that there can't be disagreement.
Right.
But I think that for me, starting from that
Yeah.
acknowledgement helps shape the way that I think about what she does or doesn't do, what she does or doesn't say. And I think that she also is navigating a pretty dramatic career pivot from
Yeah.
from activist, right,
Right.
to mayor.
Uh-huh.
That's
I
an
mean-
enormous
Yeah.
shift.
Yeah.
Such an enormous shift that it has become almost a national talking point. We have become butt of some jokes.
I mean, we're also on the international stage right now as
Yeah.
a World Cup host.
Yeah.
I think, Laura, to your earlier point is, first of all, that baseline, that's so centering. Like, that is checking my own kind of frustrations, I guess. But maybe it's important and comforting and centering to realize that there's one mayor, there's one person who was willing to do that job and got elected. And then there's the rest of us, and all of us have choice.
Well,
Right?
And,
And-
she has a team
Yes,
of
right.
department leaders, right? And
True.
I can only speak to the people that I know
Yeah.
personally,
Yeah.
right? So I have known the recently sworn in director of the Office of Economic Development, Beto Yarse, for years, right? In a nutshell, he came to the U.S. Undocumented. He was a small business owner, worked his way up, worked for and ultimately led Ventures Nonprofit, which is a community development financial institution serving and supporting micro enterprises. Then he was at the SBA as regional administrator as a part of the Biden administration, and now he's at the Office of Economic Development. I've known him for years. I trust his leadership and his deputy and his team. So we work very closely with the Office of Economic Development and appreciate the opportunities that we have to collaborate.
Please.
Please.
Oh no, I just want to talk about kind of the practical value you provide small businesses here as the Intentionalist, because there are, resources at every level, city, state, federal, for small businesses. And why Intentionalist for our small businesses? Like, what is it that you're providing that, small businesses wouldn't have just with, all the government resources?
It's a really astute observation because it's informal. Our role is informal. So we are not an advocacy organization. We are not a chamber. And that's typically a neighborhood business association, right? Those are kind of the more typical go-betweens, bridges. I think that being said, it really comes down to personal relationships and how you have built them and, who picks up the phone or who gives you a call. And, one thing I want to mention is in January, we published a State of Brick and Mortar Small Business Survey that we did on our own during peak holiday season because over the course of the past few years, I felt like I was getting more and more phone calls from small business owners who were at their wits' end. And yet there wasn't any survey data that had been gathered since pandemic times. And we are not a survey shop, but we put together a survey and people responded.
That's incredible.
And what we learned was that 2/3 of small businesses shared that from a financial perspective, they're in worse shape now than they were during the pandemic.
Wow.
And so there's a real crisis, but it's been largely invisible to those of us who have kind of gone back to business as usual. But if you think about it, right? So you're going along, and small businesses are never, right? Like they're like doing their best to provide for their families, to give back to their communities. So you're cruising along, the pandemic hits, and suddenly, your sales fall by 30%, 50% higher, right? And that sustains. So imagine that like your salary got cut by 30%, 50% or more. And then imagine that everything that followed was an increase in cost with inflation, an increase in security concerns, shifts in consumer behavior. And so the reality is that a lot of the small businesses we love that existed during the pandemic have never recovered. And I especially would want to call attention to stories from small businesses in Seattle's Chinatown International District. In part because some of what I've heard from those business owners who have survived as refugees, and certainly not just the CID, right? We have incredible refugee small business owners from a diversity of countries in cities and neighborhoods throughout the greater Seattle area and beyond. And yet I think that there's something really poignant when someone who has survived displacement due to war and the hardship that they have navigated to open a small business and help their family find a way, and then to share that, no, this is the hardest thing they've ever navigated. And a lot of these business owners are of retirement age, but there is no retirement because their business is all they've had.
Yeah.
And so I don't say that to be a downer.
No, I mean, this is the reality.
But it's the reality, and I think that from an intentionalist perspective, what we try to do is remind all of us that everyday decisions about where we eat, drink, and shop are opportunities to connect with people in our community. And, you know, I know that there is a vibrant, foodie critic culture out there.
Yeah.
And what I will tell you is that while I love
You talking about
really
like,
good food, just generally speaking,
generally,
right?
okay.
It's something that wasn't quite as vibrant a decade ago.
right.
Right?
It's a thing now.
Well, everyone, myself included, guilty, records what they eat. And
No,
puts it out
and I
there,
don't think that that's wrong or bad.
right.
I just think that it's important to remember that there are people and families behind every place that we go.
This absolutely. I mean, we've moved on from Yelp,
Yeah.
right?
Kinda.
Kinda. But I mean, I think it's just so much more readily available, and things go viral so fast. And I think what we've seen in the last several years is that, you know, one video of somebody thinking, oh, no, this is just my honest review,
Right.
can really harm
Yeah. It can shut
a
a
business
business
owner,
down.
shut a business down. Yeah.
But on a different note, I think it makes it a great time for me to plug the pastry project, which you brought for us.
Yes!
The smell has been
spoiled.
wafting.
Can you tell us about the pastry
Yeah.
project?
So it's women-owned. It's in Pioneer Square in Seattle. And among the things that makes them unique, I mean, yes, delicious pastries.
Oh, my God.
Yes,
I'm
there's a
getting a
little cardamom
sniff.
going
Oh.
on there. That's
Mine's
savory.
It's like a breakfast croissant.
Oh,
right?
mine's
mushroom.
Mushroom and cheese. I
Oh
wasn't
my
sure
gosh,
if you were a meat
she's
eater.
a savory girl.
mushroom.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm
gonna take a
yeah,
bite.
but we got to take a bite.
So once upon a time, Emily and Heather worked at Molly Moon's. I met Emily Kim at a community racial justice equity roundtable, and we became friends. And what I think is so wonderful about what she and Heather have built through the pastry project is that it is free baking and pastry instruction for people who otherwise have barriers to go to pastry school and enter the industry.
Oh my
amazing.
gosh.
I know, I
Yeah.
gave you something with
Thank
seeds
you.
all over it.
Yeah.
This is so delicious.
And
What did
so,
I have?
so you had, it's like a cardamom
This
Roll.
hits the
pastry.
spot.
I should have read exactly because they're always switching it up. But what's amazing
unique.
is that their students are baking, and then can go on to get jobs as bakers or in the pastry industry. And so it's the idea of social enterprise or mission-driven small business on top of being women-owned, and one of the women is
It truly
Asian.
is a project.
That's awesome.
And it's delicious.
Okay, can I plug a couple other small
Absolutely.
businesses?
Plug away.
Plug time.
All right.
Plug
This
time.
is your time to plug.
Okay, so we have here. So this is not a Seattle-based business.
Is this Susan Liu's?
sister,
Oh,
and her
right.
sister. So
Chocolate.
I met, well, virtually,
Mm-hmm.
was introduced to Sokola, which is the chocolate company that Susan and her sister
Right.
Wendy founded 25 years ago.
That's
Wow.
So
I can't believe
incredible.
I
it's
was
Yeah.
introduced to Sokola before I even met Susan.
No way.
Wow.
And you didn't know
I
you were
really
in the same town.
love chocolate.
Oh, okay.
And so
They're based in the Bay Area.
they are. But you can buy online.
Yeah.
So
And then
she
at
lives
airports,
here.
I think. Susan
And
said they're at
yes.
airports.
Amazing.
And then Susan is here.
Yeah,
Yes.
Susan lives
And
here.
so
The author of Manicurist's Daughter.
We had her on the podcast.
Yeah.
amazing. She's a
Yeah.
force. So this is their little Saigon box. And the way that Wendy described
gotta
it
try one.
is it's a 4-course Vietnamese
my gosh.
meal.
Oh my
Whoa.
gosh, look at that. Oh my gosh. Oh, beautiful. I need to take a picture.
So-
You need to take a picture, Jane.
Yeah, so there's,
Gorgeous.
hold on, a fun little map of all the different. So there is a pho chocolate in there somewhere.
What?
Yeah,
Okay,
four-course
fun
Wow.
chocolate.
4-course Vietnamese meal.
That's
what I'm talking
That's
about.
amazing.
Okay, I need to try the fudge chocolate. I didn't even
All right,
know
well,
that
you
was
got
a thing.
you have to look at the map.
Okay, let me look at
I
the
think
map.
there might be a durian one. Anyway.
Oh,
Oh,
passion
you
fruit.
like durian.
fuck. Oh my god, I gotta
So
try.
yeah, they started the business and are known for showcasing Asian flavors.
Wow.
Did you put that in one bite?
That
Nice.
is pho.
In
Weird.
chocolate.
But
Works.
yeah, there's another pho one. You have to try it.
Okay.
I'm thinking of Willy Wonka. You know,
Yeah,
the bubble
yeah,
gum
yes.
that's like a full meal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So, durian.
try the pho one.
I thought
can
you ate
get
the pho one.
No, there's two. Another
Are you
pho looking
sure?
one.
Laura, have you had that?
I haven't.
Okay.
It has
I'll have to order more.
the pho.
Kind of brothy, salty.
Yeah, it's crazy. It does. That's a perfect description. Willy Wonka chocolates.
So
Feel
I
it.
bought
case all the
these for my
aromatics
mom
in
for
there.
her birthday for the first time years ago. And
Sorry,
She
were we
loves them.
supposed to eat them? I just
Of course.
volunteered. Okay, okay.
oh my gosh, of
I'm
of
like,
course.
I'm just gonna eat one.
No,
Okay.
no. I brought these.
Okay, to be shared.
It's
okay.
not
you.
not
That's
just
incredible.
for looks.
Okay.
Okay. Another small business I want to call out is Queen Care.
Ooh.
So Queen Care is a Black woman-owned small business. The owner is Monica Matthews.
Okay.
I first learned about Queen Care early on with Intentionalist, and what I loved was the story behind the business, which is Monica founded Life Enrichment Group, which is a nonprofit serving King County youth of color, and it's been around for over 20 years.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Queen Care helps support Life Enrichment Group. And as somebody who doesn't prioritize self-care, Monica is always trying to encourage me to indulge and to take a moment to uplift.
Yeah.
And so this is her shea cream.
Okay.
And I have to tell you, I introduced this to some friends at an event, and they all couldn't believe it. So you can just take a little bit on the
Yeah.
tip of your finger. A little goes a long way.
Okay.
It goes on super smooth. This is
I
the
love it.
Very
unscented,
smooth. Wait, it absorbs so fast.
Yeah.
but you know
I
it's
love that it's unscented.
really light.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's shea cream, and this is one of their
It's
signature
actually hard
products.
to find unscented shea
Oh,
cream.
yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
usually they
Coconutty.
Yes,
And she
so-
does have different scents, but
No,
I'm
but I like the
the
unscented.
neutral. And what's nice is
Oh
once
gosh,
a
it's
little
super
goes a
absorbent.
long way,
Yeah.
and then it's not
Greasy.
oily or greasy or anything like that.
Oh my gosh, my
she
skin
makes
feels
a
moisturized.
lavender brown sugar scrub
Ooh.
that I keep in my shower, and so every day I have, I don't know, 30 seconds of lavender spa awesomeness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is my self-care,
Yeah.
Yes.
daily
You
self-care
need that.
practice. And in addition to that, I wanted to pull out what's in
Mary
my
Poppins.
pocket. So
Some cash for
I mean, if that's what
No,
you
I'm
need.
just kidding.
So we just launched a special edition version of our Buy Black card
Okay.
to celebrate soccer in Seattle.
So cool.
And we had a fun little event over the weekend at Simply Soulful with council member Dion Foster, with Alicia Teal from the Office of Economic Development. And we did this in partnership with Black Players for Change, which is the independent MLS Major League Soccer Black Players Association, led by a guy named Alan Hopkins. And the whole idea, artwork by
Beautiful.
local
I love
Black
the artwork.
artist
Yes.
Damon Brown. Oh, I have a bigger version. I know.
So if you ever catch Laura in the streets, she will always have
Something in my
something
bag.
on her
I
that
love
she is
Isn't that
gonna.
beautiful?
Yeah.
So the idea is this is like a gift card
Mm-hmm.
that can be used at almost 150 Black-owned businesses throughout the greater
beautiful.
Seattle area
Yeah.
and beyond.
Do you buy it in different increments, or
You
it
can.
okay.
And while this is the physical card,
Uh-huh.
I usually buy a digital because then you can add it
Have it
to
immediately
your
in your wallet.
Apple Wallet?
Apple Wallet
Amazing.
and tap to pay.
Yes.
Yeah.
What a great gift.
But the bonus is that Intentionalist partners like BECU and Symetra and the Central Area Collaborative sponsored a 20% discount.
Wow.
So you pay $40
Yeah.
and you have $50 to spend
That's
at Black-owned
best.
businesses,
Alright.
or you can pay $80 and you have $100 to
Nice.
spend. And so,
better
than
think
Costco.
of where you want to get your
Yes.
hair done or what you want to eat, and it's an incredible value that again doesn't come at the expense of the businesses,
Yeah.
and is a really fun gift for somebody else or for
Yeah.
yourself.
And how can someone get this at
Intentionalist.com.
Yep.
Exactly. And the program is free for brick and mortar consumer facing small businesses that are Black owned in Washington
Lovely.
State.
Yes.
And again, everything is oriented toward how are we diverting spending to diverse local businesses.
Yeah. No, I love that. I love the prepaid aspect of it. It's a commitment, and it's it's just like a little something to make you think. And
Yeah, and
again, be intentional about where am I gonna.
I mean, I
you know,
have to
where
credit our community
Yeah.
because several years ago, our community was asking for something that was like a gift card that could be used at local businesses.
You listen.
Yeah.
Well, we try.
And then, and that's what
It's like,
comes.
okay, like what can we do together?
Right.
How can we support each other?
Yeah.
That's awesome. And I just thank you for just highlighting such a variety of businesses.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, wait, I
Yeah.
have one
Is there
more.
another one? That jacket.
Oh, the
is
jacket. Yes. I
stunning.
was going
Right?
to ask you about the jacket.
So this is a bomber jacket from, I'm going to do a little, can I do a
Yes,
wardrobe?
please.
Yeah. Wardrobe
All right.
change.
So from Transcend,
Yeah.
which is a South Asian woman-owned small business. Their studio and retail store is in Pacific Place in downtown Seattle. So this is their bomber
Did they just
jacket.
recently open?
They did.
I saw
As a
it
part
when I went to go watch a
of-
movie.
As a part of the Seattle Office of Economic Development's
Okay,
yes.
Seattle Restored program
Nice.
Yes.
that provides subsidized space and
This
promotional
studio
support.
was started with the Seattle Restored.
Yeah.
So the
program.
business proceeded,
Uh-huh.
but this is their first retail space.
That
And
is
they're
cool.
sewing on site.
Mm-hmm.
And this is made from upcycled saris that became quilts, that became this jacket
Love it.
Wow.
with pockets.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fully reversible.
It's
No
not.
way.
It is.
It's not.
So
I
I
just
got
love
one for my
that.
wife.
It's
for-
reversible?
So you get
Yeah.
two looks.
Oh, what?
And I love
feeling
it.
a little bit more vibrant,
Yeah, a
or
little bit
you want to be a
more-
little bit more
Right?
toned down.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
And it's
And
still
it's
got
stunning.
pockets on the other
And
side.
it does.
Okay.
It's a statement. Okay,
Can
I'm
they find
definitely.
this at Intentionalist?
So
No.
you can find it at Transcend.
Okay. I'm gonna stop by for sure.
Transcend.com, or you can stop by the Pacific
well,
Place space. And there
I'm
are
so
so many
happy to
small
hear
businesses that have opened up in there through
Well-
Seattle Restored.
I say this every time I go to Pacific Place. I'm like, this is a fantastic location,
Yeah.
right? But what's frustrating is that so many empty spaces.
Yes.
And
So
I would be
definitely
here all the time
check
if
it
there
out
were-
over the
yeah.
next month or so, because
Yeah.
the combination of World Cup activation
Mm-hmm.
as well as the investment through the City of Seattle's Office of
Yes.
Economic Development.
Yeah. And this is how we hear so much about Seattle now being a ghost town with shuttered doors. This is how we bring
It's
people
become
back.
so much more
Yes.
vibrant,
Yeah.
and there are so many wonderful businesses. You have to check out Pumarosa.
Okay.
They're making hand-poured
I
candles.
saw that.
And they make one of my favorite candles. It's the sage scent.
Okay.
Check it out. Proto 101
Okay.
is sustainable kind of athleisure wear.
Okay. Love
Asian
that.
woman owned, and she
Wow.
has a collab, a new drop coming up with Seattle Sounders goalkeeper Stefan Fry
Okay.
at the end of June. You have the Handmade Showroom,
Yes.
which has been around for so long. And what I love is that it's a showcase of hundreds, more than hundreds,
Wow.
of makers.
Wow. Everyone, we all have to go to intentionalist.com. Like Laura says, let's spend like it matters and with intention.
Yeah.
Thank
yeah.
you so much for being
Thank
here.
you, Laura. What a treat.
This is such, so much we talk about why is Seattle where it is now, but we need to focus on what we each individually can contribute. And it is shopping with intention, where seeing where our dollars go, and it can literally be the livelihood of our city.
And it also can reinforce the social fabric
Yes.
of our
Yeah.
communities.
Yeah.
Because
bring-
when we know each other, we show up for and
Yeah.
support each other.
Yeah.
That's absolutely. And that's why we have you here too, because we know you and we love you. And thank you for being with us today.
Thank
Thank
you so
you,
much for
Laura.
having me.
Excellent. Yeah? Oh my
Well,
gosh.
you know, like that